In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. How many of you guys on this platform believed that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was actually going to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya? I know most of you, especially those who are following this channel, believes strongly that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was not going to run for the presidency, and that whatever he was doing was just part and parcel of drama which were intended to achieve some objectives. The 2022 presidential race in this country is actually a two-horse race between the Deputy President Dr. William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Forget about the rest. So after failing to be named Raila Odinga's running mate, Kalonzo Musyoka was under pressure from his key allies to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. And they submitted his name to IEBC. Of course, by that time had already lapsed. So when IEBC released names of those who had submitted their names, Kalonzo's name was there and it was backdated. Then it came the time of submitting the supportive documents. Kalonzo Musyoka took with him boxes and boxes full of signatures and copies of identification. So yesterday, IEBC released names of 16 individuals who have qualified to contest for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. And out of these 16 candidates, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is missing in that list. There are 9 candidates who are running on various political parties, but there are also 7 candidates who are running as independents. Do you strongly believe that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka could not meet the requirements, which, for example, someone like Ekuru Aukot, someone like Mongi Wairia could meet? I don't think so. In this video, I want to tell you the inside story why Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's name, or why Kalonzo Musyoka was locked out by IEBC. According to IEBC, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka did not present a list of supporters in Excel. You know, the requirement normally is you have the list, you have people signing, and then you take their photocopies. That is the biggest task. Then those lists, you submit it to IEBC alongside an electronic version. So if you have a list of people with their signatures, then you also have in electronic form their names and details typed in. So according to IEBC, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka did not submit that Excel documentation, which in my view, I think was a strategy by Kalonzo Musyoka's team so that they could be knocked out. So that list is a list of IEBC saying that they failed to submit the list of supporters in Excel, that they failed to properly present the names and also the copies of ID. Of course, that one they submitted. So according to sources which are credible, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will be back in this country tomorrow. And then he will head straight to Narok for a rally. And then after the Narok rally, he's going to address the Wiper the Wiper National Executive Committee, Wiper NEC. Then he will then embark on a 5-day campaign tour of Ukambani. If you ask me, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually making a comeback to the Azimio One Kenya Alliance. But what was this drama all about? What was this drama all about? Because the truth of the matter is that There is no way Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka would have contested for the presidency even if he met these requirements. Kalonzo Musyoka entered into coalition agreement with the Azimio la Umoja, which means Wiper could not present a presidential candidate. They were supposed to go to court. Wiper never went to court. But why do you think all this drama? Number one, I think the drama was a strategy to rejoin Azimio. You know, one thing which Kalonzo Musyoka forgot is that Kenyans nowadays are a bit more clever. So Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka wanted to make a comeback to Azimio after failing to clinch that running mate, because, you know, he made a mistake. Kalonzo Musyoka committed a great political mistake. You know, Kalonzo Musyoka was being considered as one of Raila Odinga's running mate, which was okay, alongside others. And at some point, it was very clear that he was not going to be the candidate. So Kalonzo Musyoka started insisting that Raila Odinga cannot win the presidency without him as the running mate. So which means today, even if Kalonzo Musyoka were to join Raila Odinga, what message is he going to tell his people? That Raila Odinga will now become the president and he didn't appoint me. So I think it was his strategy to make a comeback. And during this period, what Kalonzo has been doing is that he's actually been putting some demands. And one of the demands Kalonzo is putting is that he wants 4 cabinet secretaries. He wants to be given 4 cabinet secretaries. Will that be possible? Because I think in this country we should be having a maximum of 21. So he's talking of 4. Weta and Mudavadi demanded for 6 or 7. So Kalonzo wants water, health, tourism, and energy. That as Wiper, I'm not the running mate. I'm not the presidential candidate. You've already offered me the chief cabinet secretary. But besides that, please, I want 4 cabinet secretaries. He's also saying that he wants 30% of diplomatic appointments. I don't think this will work. But the truth of the matter, the whole idea of Kalonzo Musyoka presenting his papers before IEBC so that IEBC would end up dismissing or locking him out was to allow him to make a comeback to Azimio. Currently, Kalonzo can go to Ukambani and tell his people that I wanted to run for the presidency, but IEBC said we need to meet certain requirements, so let us wait for next time. But I don't know whether it was a wise move. For me, I doubt. Number 2, I think the idea about running was also just a strategy for Kalonzo to renegotiate. You see, Kalonzo was being ignored. In fact, someone was telling me that Raila Odinga at some point got pissed off with Kalonzo Musyoka and he said, okay, it's enough, because he had actually given in to a lot of demands by Kalonzo, including sacrificing 3 governors from Ukambani who were supporting him. These guys then decided, like Alfred Mutua went, Gilo is still with him, Kivutha Kibwana is with him, but I think Kalonzo now wanted a room for him to negotiate. But you see, Raila Odinga said, okay, I'm going to run for the presidency. Martha Karua is going to be my running mate. So whether you like it or not, you join or you don't, as we are moving. And because there was timeline, you know, all these things are on timeline. There's a timeline for submitting the documents to IEBC. So Raila Odinga, he thought he would negotiate. So that one lapsed. Nobody bothered. So it meant that IEBC had to stop him. So I don't know how he's going to negotiate now that he can't run. Actually, he's going to negotiate from a point of weakness, because already out of 50 aspirants from Ukambani, out of 50, 45 of them told him, you have no option but you go to Raila. So actually, if he had intended to use that window to negotiate, I think he's going to now start negotiating from a point of weakness. There was a point Raila Odinga was so desperate for the support of Kalonzo Musyoka. I don't know whether the the Martha Karua effect will now make Raila Odinga still more desperate for him the way he was before. I don't think so. Number 3, all this drama was about managing the Kaba expectation. You see, Kalonzo Musyoka committed a mistake. He ought to have accepted the position of Chief's Cabinet Secretary much earlier, so that Raila Odinga would have had the opportunity to work with him, especially after he had told Kenyans that he was going to support Raila Odinga unconditionally. So I think he just wanted to manage the canvas that I'm going to run. Okay? Then see the reaction. The leadership from Mukambani were like, okay, you can run. Submit documents. Okay? While at the back of his mind, he knew so well that he was not going to run. Then submits the document. Then the documents are rejected. I mean, is that something which can excite the canvas that their presidential candidate could not qualify as a presidential candidate? I don't think so. So it was a miscalculation in my view. Number 4, I also think that Kalonzo was not willing, in my view, Kalonzo Musyoka was not willing to be any other thing apart from the running mate. He was keen on the running mate because he felt that strongly that the 2 million Kamba votes were going to be crucial. But that did not happen. And he realized that he was not going to be the running mate after he had signed that agreement. So the agreement actually tied Kalonzo Musyoka. So Kalonzo Musyoka knew so well that even if he submitted this document, submitted the Excel spreadsheet, the issue of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya agreement was still going to come. Because normally when you are disqualified, there are parameters. The first one they look at, okay, you have not submitted this, okay, you have not submitted this, you have not submitted this. So for him, the first requirement of the list, okay, you have the physical papers, correct. You don't have electronic ones, where and a car, kando. So which means the IEBC has not made a ruling on him whether the Azimio la Umoja agreement is binding on him or not. I don't know what you think, but for me, Raila Odinga must accept Kalonzo back, but must deal with him as someone who can betray his cause. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.